All right, this is Troy Barrett, and now we are doing part 2 of smoking a Texas Style Brisket. This is Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl 54, the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers today. So for those of you that watched my first video, we're going to catch you up to speed. We didn't show you all the steps. What we did is I went ahead and prepped the whole brisket. And it was an 11-pound brisket. I probably removed a pound of fat and silver skin from the brisket. Then we used my favorite rub. This is a rub that I just happened to discover online. I don't have any financial ties to this company. I just like what they stand for and I like the flavor it gives. So this is made by Oakridge Barbecue. This is their signature edition. It's the Black Ops brisket rub, and they give 10%. On the back here it says 10% of their profits go to the Wounded Warrior program. And I'll tell you what, this gives it a lot of nice mahogany color and a great flavor and taste to it. So we did the rub, and then we went outside and we went on the Camp Chef smoker. I'll show that to you in just a minute. And we put the brisket in the smoker at 250 degrees, and we wanted to get that brisket up to 165 degrees. I ended up pulling the brisket at, we started, let's see, at 5:45 in the evening. We pulled that brisket at 10:45 p.m. So we smoked it for 5 hours, and we got up to a temperature of 163 degrees. And then once we got to 163 degrees, we brought the brisket inside. We wrapped it in foil 2 times, and then we put it back on the grill. Then I set my alarm to get up and check it, and at 3:45 in the morning, we were trying to target somewhere between 200 and 210. I usually stop around 203. We actually got to 208 degrees. And then I took the brisket off, and immediately I placed it in this dry cooler. So for those of you wondering maybe what I use for pellets, I use the Little Devil's barbecue pellets. They have just an awesome flavor, and it's got a mixture of different woods that are in there for smoking. But I placed the brisket, and I haven't even opened this yet, and you can still feel the heat. Now, this brisket, normally you'd put in here for 3 to 5 hours, and this is what you call a dry cooler. The brisket's been sitting there still in the foil with towels wrapped around it. But it's been in there for 7 hours, just based on the time when I was sleeping. And let's give them a shot just real quick so they can see the Camp Chef, Katie, that we were using for the smoke. So this is the Camp Chef Smoker Pro. We had it in there all night pretty much. And what I love about the Camp Chef is it gives you the ability to go right through this hole here and put your probe in there. And then if you look on the inside, I was able to go right into the meat, and then without having to open this, I could tell what the temperature of the meat was. So again, just filled the hopper nice and full, and we cooked it for 10 hours. You want to figure about an hour per pound is what you typically figure on a brisket. So let's go take a look and see how it turned out. All right, so what we've got here is we've got the brisket in the dry cooler. Now, is this a continuation of the same video, or did you start another one? Okay. So we've got the brisket in the dry cooler here. So it's time to go ahead and pull it and let you guys see it. And I'm going to start cutting it. So let's see if it's got some heat to it still. Oh yeah, there's still heat. Believe it or not, after 7 hours of being in the dry cooler, it's now, the purpose of why you do that is it gives the meat the opportunity to soak up all the liquid back into it that you've cooked and rendered off of it. And what I've usually found is when you open this up, there's going to be a lot of juices left, and you're going to find that the meat is very, very tender. Oh boy, look at the bark on that. Oh yeah. We're going to have to probably have some assistance from Mom because we got a lot of liquid there. So let me put my gloves on. Not that I need to. It's not that the meat's too hot. It's still warm. But there's so much liquid there, I'm going to let her grab the foil.
Wow.
Let me let that drip for a second. Look at the bark on that. Okay.
Ready?
Yep. All right, so there it is, you guys. And you know, let me pull these off just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the flat and the point all in one piece. What I'm going to do is on the first cut, I'm going to cut the flat off, and I'm going to cut them separately. So the muscle runs right about in there. And if you look, what you want to do is you can see the grain runs this way on the meat. And what you always want to do is cut across the grain. So I'm going to go right here on an angle. And you'll want to cut about a 1/4 inch on the pieces. You can start to see the smoke ring on there. And without them having to watch the entire thing, Katie, falling, let's get a bigger piece so they can see it, okay? I'm going to cut a few more pieces that are a little bit longer. I can tell from doing this in the past that normally I don't let the brisket rest that long. It's still hot. But what I can tell is that it did dry it out just enough that I can actually cut it better than sometimes. But look at this. You want to see how tender this is. It's literally falling apart. I was going to let it bend over the knife, but it's like literally falling apart into pieces. So let's do a little taste test. I like to do that on all my videos. I'm turning them on the side, Katie, so they can see the smoke ring on the meat. Let's do that one as a taste right there. It's actually at the perfect temperature to eat right now. So, this is Troy Barrett. I'm signing out. This was our 11-pound Texas Style Brisket. And you can look at the comments below. Please like and subscribe my channel. And we'll see you next time.